Hey everybody, good afternoon. It's about 1:06 in the afternoon. It is April the 12th, 2021. I'm here to do my typical update on Bitcoin, the S&P 500, and on NASDAQ. But before I get into any of this, of course, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. I'm going to start with the S&P 500 today. I'm going to just kind of get in and get out. I've got a lot to go over, and so I want to make sure that I optimize the time as well as possible. So, taking a look here at the S&P 500, we've seen this, right? We saw this pullback, and this zone right here that we did our pullback to. This was our high probability zone for a bounce, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. A lot of people are saying like we're hitting overhead resistance. We are getting close to a major top. And while I can get on board with that, that doesn't mean we're going to go down in an hour. It doesn't mean we're going to go down even tomorrow or even by the end of the week. We can continue grinding for a while. And let me just put some things into perspective here. This is one of the reasons why I am currently bullish on the market. I'm bullish on the market, and let me tell you why. And actually, just by the way, just throw out a comment in the YouTube chat just so I can make sure that you guys can hear me okay, that everything's going all right. My computer's a little choppy today, so I apologize if things are a little wonky. But, unlike some other guys out there, I do all of my videos live, so if my computer's acting kind of funny, it's not like I can just, optimize and redo or anything like that. This is all done live. All right, so one of the reasons why I'm pretty bullish on the market is because, well, we had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. Then we had a 5, 3, 5. We had a nice and simple correction. And this correction came in the form of an ABC. And it worked out, really, really well. So let me just go ahead and label this. From here, we've got a nice A, we've got our B, and then we go down for the C. All right, so that C was the bottom of wave 5, which was the bottom of wave 2. We hit this target, darn perfectly. So now what do we look at for upside? Well, we take our trend-based fib extension tool, right? A couple things that happen here. All right, first thing that happened, our waves indicator, which if you're on our Discord, you have access to the waves indicator. This was saying to buy. Mixed with that, we use our knowledge of Elliott wave theory. And this also said, all right, well, we just went down in 3 moves, A, B, C. We hit that target. What did our Fibonacci say? So we have this bottom, look left, and then we go up here to the top. Well, what did we have? We hit the 50. This was our high probability zone for a bounce. And that's also high probability for a wave 2 in a stronger market. Like, a really strong market, you'll get a 382. In this case, it went down to the 50. That's a good area for a bounce. And, well, what happened? We bounced off of there significantly. So we've got a couple things to look at. We've got either this is an ABC correction, which I don't believe it is because we're making new highs, or this is a 1, 2, 3, and that is where I think we're actually going. I've got all of these guys just kind of sitting over here, just waiting to be mapped out. But for right now, if this is a 1, 2, we should be going for the 1618 to the 175 in time. That's where I've got my wave 3, sitting all the way up here, basically at 4,300. Now, are we going to continue grinding up to 4,300? Well, let's just look at this. All right, I'm going to zoom in here. If we are going to make our way all the way up here to these targets, the first thing that we need to overtake is this guy right here. This is our quote-unquote overhead resistance that everybody is talking about. Everybody and the mother are talking about this overhead resistance, which, that leads me to believe it's probably not going to be as significant as what some people are saying. All right, so just kind of zooming out here, we've got a tag right up here. This was at 36.6725. We've got this tag right here, okay? This is where this trend line is coming from, and we're getting ready to push up against it again right now. But the big question is, are we going to get rejected there? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we did, but we passed through the 100% already. We've already passed through the 100% extension. So the next area is that 123.6, which is going to be sitting all the way up here at 41.75. That's going to be that next area where I would consider shorting. I'm not going to really consider shorting unless it's a small intraday play. I'm not really going to consider any longer term shorts because S&P, or at least ES, right? We're not talking about SPX. It could go up to about 41.75, which if I remember correctly, that means the SPX would go up to almost 4,200. I think we're off by about 20 points. Let me just check. So right now, ES is at 41.19. SPX is at 41.27. So yes, we're off by about, I don't know, 10, 15 points. So that leads me to believe that we are going to see prices continue and grind higher. I don't think we're going to get 4,100 again anytime in the next week, right? A lot of people are going to be trying to short all the way down here to 4,100. You know, maybe we get a retest, but let me just show you guys something. All right, so off of this low, we've got a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this could be seen as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. All right, let me just throw this ABC because this makes a little more sense. So from here, A, B, C. Okay, this A is actually right over here. All right, so nice expanded flat. That's very bullish. That's very bullish, all right? So if from down here at the bottom, we've got a 1, 2, all right, well, our wave 3 is right, actually, it's right there at that trend line. So if we've got on a smaller degree, right, I'm not going to spend too much more time on this because I'm wasting a lot of time talking about the S&P. Wave 3 should be right there. We go down for wave 4, and then we go up for wave 5. And that, my friends, is what we're going to be looking for. Let me change the color on this guy because this one is really what, I don't like that color. I'm going to choose a different one. I'm going to choose a nice shade of blue. That's what we're going to be looking for that wave 5 to get all the way up to our target, which is going to be that 4,300. And that's where wave 3 is going to be sitting and waiting for us. All right, that's going to be wave 3. Then, of course, we're going to look at wave 4, and then we're going to look at wave 5. Wave 5 is going to be all the way up here, which is just going to be wave 3 going in for wave 4, and then we're going to go even higher, right? So I'm moving all these guys out because these are my placeholders for longer term price action. All right, so we've got our 3 and then our 4. So this is what I'm looking at for April and potentially into May as well. I think April and May are going to be pretty bullish. Pretty bullish. We're going to be looking to complete this wave 3. All right, we're looking to complete a much larger degree impulse to the upside, and we're in the middle of a subdivided impulse to the upside. So in my opinion, we're pretty bullish right now. I don't have any reason to be bearish. Again, if I'm going to do any shorts, it's going to be a short-term play. It's going to be a short-term play. That's just the way it is. Let's take a look at NQ. We haven't looked at this, or at least I haven't looked at this in a while. So from this, we had our 618 pullback, and when this happened, this was on the 25th of March, you know, again, we had our waves indicator that was saying, yeah, you should probably be buying. We hit the 618, bullish from here. Bullish from here. We broke through resistance level after resistance level after resistance level. It is what it is. We're bullish. We're bullish on NASDAQ. I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I am more bullish on NASDAQ than I am on the S&P 500. And we still haven't taken out our high on NASDAQ. Now, will we? Yeah, I think we will. Our wave 3 is going to be sitting all the way up here. Right? I'm going to have to pull these guys out, push it out a little bit. But I'm still looking for a move up to about 14.7. 14.7, then we get a pullback, and then we go up even higher. I'm bullish. My bullish invalidation right now isn't necessarily going to be 12,200. My bullish invalidation is going to be moved all the way up here to where that 618 is. That's where we had that bullish rejection, which is at about 12,600 now. Okay, so if you happen to take this trade and you're still in it, kudos. I mean, this is looking really, really good. And right now, it looks like NASDAQ wants to break out some more. It looks very, very bullish. Just putting this on here, this looks like almost a flat top ascending style wedge. We could even pull this guy all the way out to here. This looks really, really bullish. If we can overtake this high, this local high here at about 13,850, I mean, this guy is going to move. This guy is going to move to the sky. It's going to be a nice breakout move. So on NASDAQ, really, if you're going to be wanting to short, if you want to do that, I would be looking for something like this. Little breakout to the downside, and then we go lower. But I wouldn't hold it for all the way down here. I don't think that's in the cards. I don't think that's on the table right now. I would be taking this guy maybe back down here to this trend line, and then I think it's going to continue moving up. So can there be some downside? Of course there can be. Of course there can be downside in the market. I'd be an idiot if I told you otherwise. There can be downside, and there is downside. But I'm bullish. I'm bullish overall. I'm bullish overall for now. For now, I'm bullish. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. I saw something this morning that was very interesting. Okay, so I want to look at this. So, in the group, in our Discord group, we took a short. It was fabulous. It was a fantastic short. Basically, we shorted right here. It was a great short. It was a great short. And you can see down here, scale out of short here, and we hit this zone perfectly. Now, my only regret is when I went long, I didn't get a very good size on my long at all. I did not get a good size on my long. So we've got 3, wave 4 here, making some adjustments now, working on wave 5. And it looks like we're probably going to get a rejection. Now, I was talking about this last night on the Discord. I was talking about this. I said it's very likely what we're going to see is something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, working on a diagonal here, finishing off around here, and then getting a swift rejection, okay? Because this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of just wave 1. So what I'm going to be looking for is wherever this rejects, I'm going to be looking for the 50 to the 618. Bitcoin historically has been a magnet for the 50 and the 618. We've seen it hit numerous times, and I can go back in the past. I can take a look, and I think I've got one right here. This was a perfect 618 pullback. Yeah, my chart looks pretty awful, but I've got a lot of history in here that I've been keeping track of for a long time. I'm still bullish. I still think Bitcoin's going to hit 75,000. I still think Bitcoin's probably going to hit 100,000 by the end of this year. It may even exceed that. May even go up to 120, which is double from where we're at right now. But that doesn't change the fact that I think probably what we're going to get, if and when we do get up here, is a nice, swift A, B, C down here to the 618, and then we move up from there. Now, obviously, this upper hasn't hit yet, but I think that we're going to penetrate above as we've done. We've penetrated to the upside. We've had a pullback. Penetrated to the upside, got a pullback. I think it's going to happen again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5. The third time, we're going to get a more significant pullback, and I think it's going to cause more consolidation, and we're going to get that support that we need for more upside. We're going to get the upside, but in my opinion, longs have not suffered enough. So this is what's going to happen, in my opinion. What we're going to get this move to the upside. It's going to look like a breakout. It may even penetrate through this and go up a little higher to 63. But then what's going to happen is all these people that got long here are going to have a big surprise, because this is going to cause liquidation after liquidation of longs, okay? But then you're going to get people that are going to be getting very, 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 very bearish. And what's going to happen then? Well, the price is going to move up. So if we do get this ABC correction, then we start moving up with more volume. Well, there we go. Now your shorts are going to get liquidated. But in my opinion, shorts, it's inevitable. People are going to short the market because, again, like I was talking about with the S&P 500, we're up at resistance. We're up at all-time highs. Guys, the longer we consolidate up here above $59,000, $60,000, that is extremely bullish. This is not indicative of a market top. This is not indicative of a major top. If you want to see a major top, you're going to see that price go up and then immediately go back down. Retrace 50%, then go back down even more. We're not seeing that. We're still consolidating at $59,850. That is not bearish. Okay? That is not bearish to me. I'm going to go back here, and I'm not sure what all I've got on this chart, but nothing significant. I'm going to clear this chart out. Nothing significant here. And I mean, look at this. Oops. All right, look at this. This is not bearish. This is not bearish. We see this chart formation all the time on Bitcoin. This historically, right? I got to throw that keyword in there. Historically, this has been extremely bullish. Okay? So maybe we do make that little last push up. We get that pullback. Well, there we go. We get that pullback, and then what do we have? From up here, A, B, C, D, E. Pull this guy up here. We get that D up there. We get the E down here. Well, and there we go. What would the upside target for this be? And how do I determine what an upside target would be on this guy? Take your trend-based fib extension tool. Measure from wave A to wave B. And let's just pull it over. We're going to be looking for a 100% move to the upside. So let me throw my 618, 100, 1236, 1618. What's my 100% move to the upside? 88,000. 88,000. Would you take this trade? Let's look at it. Let's analyze what this trade would look like. Taking a wave E, moving this all the way up to 100%, which is a 55% trade. All right, your stop loss, you know, right now your stop loss is going to be sitting all the way down here, if we're being honest. You could attempt a stop loss here, but a break of this trend line would be pretty bearish. A break of the trend line would be pretty bearish. But again, as long as we're continuing to consolidate in this area here, this is still very bullish to me. Again, don't have a reason to be super bearish right now. Really no reason to be bearish for me at this time. If we do break below this trend line, then again, I've mentioned it before, that would be pretty bearish. That would be pretty bearish to me. But for now, not bearish. Not bearish on Bitcoin, not bearish on the S&P 500, not bearish on NASDAQ. I might be a little bearish on Russell, but all in all, things look okay. I don't have any reason to be shorting aggressively. Not right now. If anything, dips are for buying still. You know, I used to hate it when people said that. People would say dips are for buying. Buy the dip. Like, I always hate that saying. But as long as you have some kind of an educated analysis behind it, it works. It works. All right, guys. I think that's really it. If there's anything that you want me to take a look at, you know, I'm looking in the Discord. I've got a couple chart requests that I want to take a look at. I'm going to be taking a look at a few of these that some of our members have suggested. So I'm going to take a look at these now. As long as I've got time, I'm going to continue looking at these. If there's anything you want me to take a look at, throw a comment in the YouTube chat, and I'll do my best to take a look at those. I'm going to take a look at SNDL. All right, Sundial Growers. Take a look at this. We've had a bit of a pullback here. Let me pull this over. We've got a major bottom down here at about 14 cents. It's currently trading at 93 cents. Let me just do a fib pull on the entire structure here. I would say, yeah, I would say honestly, it probably is going to come down a little bit lower. You know, again, we kind of have the opposite of what Bitcoin is doing here at about 90 cents. We kind of have the opposite, right? So we've got, you know, something like this. I mean, the symmetry doesn't really work. I bet if I took it off of log, yeah, it looks even worse on this. It's sitting on support. Is it going to go a little bit lower, though? I think it probably will. I think it probably will come back down here to 73 cents. Waves indicator says, you know, we're potentially creating a significant bottom. So if you're able to, take the trade here at about 91 cents, set your stop loss at like 90 cents. That could work. I would just be very, very cautious because either on logarithmic, we still have the 50 to come back down to. Let me take a look at this from a different perspective. If this is an A, then we go up for the B right there. Yeah, it's looking more and more like it's going to be going all the way down here to 71 to 73 cents. I would say that Sundial Growers is not a buy for me right now. That's just my gut feeling on this. Let's take a look at Microsoft. On the other hand, I've been holding Microsoft since I think 212. 212 I've been holding Microsoft. That was all the way back here. The reason why I bought Microsoft was all based on the waves indicator. All based on the waves indicator. Look at this. All right. So right here, we had the 1 hour, the 3 hour, and the 12 hour. Let me change the color of this so you can see it. Let me change the thickness so you can see it. 1 hour, the 3 hour, and the 12 hour all were in oversold at the same time. And that created a major bottom in the market. This is when I bought. This is when I bought in January of 2021. And this was a great place to buy. And I decided that I was just going to buy and hold at that point. The last time we had the 1 hour, the 3 hour, and the 12 hour all in oversold at the same time was right here. And what was that? A major market bottom at the exact same time. I mean, buying down there at 200, 201, that would have been a great buy also. The other time, right here, the 1 hour, the 3 hour, and the 12 hour, all in oversold at the same time. And what did that indicate? A major market bottom. It consistently works. You just have to use it. You just have to use the indicator and pay attention when you've got, especially that 12 hour down there, and you've got wild volatility. Usually it's pretty indicative of a major market bottom. It's worked pretty consistently, and that's what I've got on Microsoft. Let's take a look at GPRO, GoPro. Yeah, GoPro Incorporated. What are we looking at with GoPro? I would say no. What it would appear, let me just zoom in a little bit here. What would appear it's doing is it's trying to create a little bit of support here, but it looks like it wants to break down. And actually what this looks like, this looks very corrective. I'm going to measure this from the top to the bottom, and I bet we got to the 786. Actually, it looks like we may have gotten even higher, which tells me this is probably going to go back down to $10. Let me throw the 786 and the 887 on here. There's the 887. It hit the 887 perfectly. Looking at this, looks to me like an A, a B, and again, it looks like it wants to come back down to $10. That's what it looks like to me. Let me just measure this from here all the way up there. Where's the 100? Is sitting there at about $10.36. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're probably going to get a bounce here. Probably going to get a bounce at 1150. But from this B, again, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5. And we come down here. This is just my gut. This is what this feels like is going to be happening on GoPro. I don't think there's a trade to take here on GoPro unless you're going to get some kind of a vertical or something like that. I mean, yeah, it looks like we are trying to curl a little bit, but I would be careful. I'd be careful taking a trade like this because it looks like it wants to go down more. Certainly, it can bounce here, and let's see if we can find a case for a bounce in this area. I'm going to keep this on here, the red count. That's my bearish count. So let's just take a look at this guy. All right, trying to find support here at the 618. Okay, so there is a good case for a bullish scenario, but I can't find a good impulse on this. This looks like A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. This looks corrective to me. This is why I won't take this trade, because it looks corrective. And also, we don't have any bullish divergence on the RSI. We don't have bullish divergence on the wave. It just doesn't look great to me. Therefore, I'm not going to take this trade. It looks bearish. Once we get down a little bit further, if we do find ourselves all the way down here at $10, then I'll take a look at it. Then maybe I'll consider some options. But for right now, doesn't look like anything that I would be willing to put money on. All right, guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and end it. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. There are links in the video description if you need access to our Discord. There's a community link. There's a link to get access to just our indicator, the indicator that I use in all of my trading. There's a link to get access to our insured area and also our options, our advanced options room. Those are all links that are going to be in the video description for you to gain access to. And I'll go ahead and say it. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening. Take care, everyone.